Let's see what else we can do here. I'm so curious what's gonna happen when we can finally enter these time loop things. So let's see here. Or like mines or whatever, and then there's this way. Let's try the greatsword. What are the effects? I figure out what are the effects of this. Again. Meaning sees limbic entities in dreadful pain, and this one stuns them. Got it. Okay, let's try that stun move on like this guy. Weapon level up, nice. Not sure if I love the greatsword combat, but it's interesting to give it a try. See how it feels different from the other ones. One thing about this game is because of the way the healing system works, it does sort of reward the greatsword just tanky ass form of combat, you know? Because as long as you can maintain your stance. Okay, let's see. So like in other games where like having a slow weapon where you're kind of having to sit there and be tanky. This one, if you can tank through a few hits, you can heal yourself right after, which is pretty cool. So it looks like it looks like this path here might sort of be our only way further up the hill to like the water tower and the windmill. So maybe I'll go through the mine first, because our main quests seem to be go to the windmill, you know? And this may end up being kind of secondary, but we'll see. Let's turn on my lights in here. Okay, let me switch weapon. Yeah, there the polearm seemed a lot better. I needed something a little faster. Oh, another time Loop Guardian was killed. Okay. Hello? An old rusted key. Okay, we'll have to see if that goes to one of those chests. It might. Vakata was here. Interesting. Okay, that just opens. This is going to take us up to the little tower in the marsh or whatever. Or in the hills. Yeah. Time doesn't fit here. Interesting. Okay. Dance, O lost ones, dance in wild revelry till the earth quakes and our two-headed father wakes. You have arrived, and now you must climb. Okay, well, we've unlocked that. So there's some sort of a limbic key or whatever that goes in that. Let's go back down to the mines. Very interesting. Okay, this is the way we haven't gone. And it's just a cave-in. Advanced med kit. Small. Okay. There's not a ton to do in the mines. So I think now it's go up through that gateway there. I need to remember to start using my drone abilities a little more too. something up there. I don't think we can get up there from here. I think we have to, like, maybe go through and back around. Ow, get fucked. Okay, here's the other end of the mines. Hello, who are you?
I'm a journalist.
Oh, you're the journalist.
Article 79 of the Geneva Convention formally states that journalists are protected under international humanitarian law.
Who are you?
I'm Tania Alver. I'm an independent investigative journalist covering the Civil War.
Are you the journalist mentioned in this note?
I have no idea who or what this note is referring to. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Vitalis told me the passcode is Pentos. What's your connection to him?
Oh, so we're on the same team then. Vitalis is the source of my story. We met for the first time at the Weeping Knight statue. I don't know much about him. He was taking me to the Vigil headquarters when we got ambushed. It's somewhere in these rocky ridges.
What do you know about their headquarters?
They call it the Watcher's Nest. To get there, Vitalis said we must follow the path with all the tombstones and obelisks just west of here. Vitalis described the entrance as a doorway etched into solid rock. He mentioned a windmill above it on the cliff. You need 2 keys to open the door. Vitalis gave me one during the ambush. Please, take it. Find Agatha. She has the other one.
Aha, emblem, candle. Ornate carved symbol depicting a lit candle. It is meant to open the way to the Vigil hideout in Vyssa Hills, obtained from Tania Alver in Vyssa Hills. Where is Agatha?
Where's Agatha?
We escaped the ambush together and headed into the rocky ridges. The enemy was following us. Agatha and I split up in the path with all the mining carts, and she made sure they followed her. Head back to where the path splits. I went left, and Agatha went right. That was the last time I saw her. I hope she's all right. I won't be joining you. My old injuries are acting up. I will only slow you down. I can see your APC from here. I'll head there and wait for you.
So you are the journalist mentioned in this note?
Yes, I am. In my defense, you are dressed like the enemy. I was just covering my arse.
Okay. Got it. So this is just a drop down back to there. Okay. Another drone module, we'll have to look at that. Ooh. Sorry, what the fuck just happened? That was a loud ass noise, but that was Agatha's body. Okay. They split, they found the body, retrieved Agatha's key to the Watcher's Nest. Yep. Okay, Vigil note. Updated. Agatha Marin's ethnic ID card found on a corpse in Vyssa Hills. Mandatory for all residents of the country of Hadia. And we got Death from above. The unit lifts the user to a dominant altitude that can be leveraged into an aerial assault. Cute. Let's equip that. Okay, there's only 4 mysteries in Vyssa Hills, so this does seem like a smaller location than perhaps the last one. I see. Stun on that ability is pretty minor, to be honest. Doesn't really do a lot of stun. Another limbic battery. Doesn't look like the water tower can be climbed or anything. There is a ladder in here to drop down to go under. Let's see where this takes me to before we continue up. Item doesn't fit here. I'm assuming the car keys won't fit there either. Yeah, there's the like pickaxe symbol above it. So can't go over that. Interesting. White rat. Got it, and you can go back that way. Oh, there's an item here. Hang on. Motherfucker. How do we get that? Right there, of course. Basic meal, small. A lot of like little one-way drops and stuff here. Oh, that's the whole thing. Okay, hang on. Who are you?
Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm just looking for supplies.
Who are you?
The name's Atticus.
Atticus.
I escaped the Medini prison camp when the demons attacked. I should have died there. Looks like Setharus had other plans for me. I joined up with some refugees. We have a camp close by. The path to reach it is behind the giant stone serpent. Head north from here. You should find it. These people need me. They're in bad shape. I'm out here scrounging for supplies. Have you seen the destroyed ON vehicles on the road? They're northeast of the Weeping Knight statue. There's a truck that's still in good shape.
It's a mighty full-looking cup.
If only I could find the keys.
I know, but you made me
Get it
down one of
started.
my
I could
beverages.
take these people to my father's farm in Sinedra.
Did you see a strange door somewhere around here?
I saw a large door carved into the rock. Head back on this path and turn left. Continue on the path, and the door will be on your right.
Would be a real shame indeed.
Careful, though. There's a huge demon lurking in front. When I saw it, I turned back real quick.
I think I met your father. He's Ernest Caddell, right?
Yes, he's my father. I'm glad to know he's alive and well. This makes me want to get back home even more.
General knowledge, Hadia.
Doesn't look like it, but Hadia was beautiful and peaceful. It changed so quickly. I first noticed it on campus at Los Angeles University. History lessons were modified to suit new narratives. The line drawn in the sand by facts was fading under the waves of Sabinian nationalism. New campus groups and fraternities were formed and engaged in intimidation campaigns against Palamas students. Some of us stood firm, but most ended up leaving. It was so hard for me. My parents had spent their hard-earned money to send me to university. I was the only one in the family who had been given this chance. Deep down, I always believed that it would stop, that people would eventually come to their senses. Then I noticed that this was happening all over the country. By the time my hope had faded, civil war erupted.
Civil War.
When the war erupted, I was still in Los Angeles, in the heart of the Lion's Den. I gathered what supplies I had and left for the Astarian-Umbrahan border. I needed to get home, to get to my family. What usually took a few hours on a road trip was turning into a logistical nightmare. Couldn't drive, take the bus, or train. Sabinian soldiers were patrolling back roads, streets, stations, you name it. On the way, I did things. Things I'm not proud of. I stole from people who were more desperate than I was. I refused to help others in need. I truly failed as a Palamist. After months of hiding, looting, stealing, and running, I finally arrived on the outskirts of the Umbrahan border. I sought refuge in a barn. I was exhausted and hungry. The farmer woke me. I was initially terrified, but he was holding a plate of food. He handed it to me and I devoured it. He said he would return with more. He turned out to be a Sabinian farmer, feeding me to buy time until the soldiers showed up. It worked like a charm. That was the last square meal I had. After that, prison scraps if I was lucky.
The Peacekeepers.
Did you know that the Peacekeepers had an outpost in Medini? They stood by and watched Sabinian soldiers rape and murder Palamists in droves. I'll tell you what they did care about. Their medical supplies and food. That's it. If they claim they never saw the Medini prison camp just outside of town, they could sure smell it. I guarantee you that. The stench of death filled the air for kilometers. They had the numbers and equipment to stop what was happening. They just stood there and watched. Let's just say, I don't hold them in high regard.
The Sabinians.
Let me tell you about Sabinians. The guards at the Medini prison camp would sometimes open the camp gates to Sabinian civilians. They would enter the gates of hell to spend the night beating, killing, raping, or any other twisted pleasure they could imagine. These Sabinian civilians wanted to settle old scores. Do you know what their grievances were? A wealthy palamist who would refuse to give them a job. A farmer who wouldn't lend his tools. A man who had stolen a girlfriend. Petty disputes were settled with crimes against humanity. That's who you're dealing with. I despise them with every fiber of my being. They are my brothers and sisters. Our faith and tragedy bind us. We will overcome this. We must. Now, more than ever. May we all stand in our Lord's gaze.
And the creatures.
They are not our Lord's doing. He would never unleash such demons upon us, no matter how much we've sinned. This disaster is the work of TR, the great two-headed serpent. You want proof? If they were from Setharus, they would have only attacked the guards back in Medini. Once the strange anomalies appeared, creatures materialized everywhere out of thin air. It was surreal. The Kata describes a place called the Himalara Fields. TR made the great curse, and his demons dwell in that place. I believe those anomalies are doorways between our worlds.
Okay. Oh. Learned a bunch about you. Let's see here. So I think this is the way we came from, and I think there was one other thing over here I wanted to look at. Kind of a two-path. Or maybe not, maybe it's just this. Yeah, it's just that. I think. Wait a minute. Yeah, we came through the mine or whatever, came up through here. Very convoluted little level. Hi. Oh, you have two things. Okay, hang on. Interesting. That's the first time we've ever seen one of those with two attached thingy-majiggers. Got it. So this is the... Watcher's Nest. No, Walgrooves. Vigil members, we must open Pentos' coffin today. No more delays. It's directly beneath this floor. Just go through the hole in the wall. The coffin's mechanism appears to be locked by this riddle. Through his name, his title, the symbol of his order, and the date of inception of his order shall the path be revealed. We solve it and we proceed to the next phase. Let's finish this. The Watcher's Nest, the Vigil, founded 1513. God, there's things everywhere. Let's see suppressor. Oh, it keeps going too. Helm Koi formed by General Pentos Algia, first of the Vigil.
The revelation that we may have a traitor in our ranks weighs heavily on me. Our vows are sacrosanct. How could one betray the Order at a moment such as this? I harbor a growing suspicion, an insidious notion that is slowly taking root. Harrowing, if accurate. It chills me to the bone. I cannot inform the others until I have arrived at certainty without doubt. The risk of exposure is too great. What would she possibly have to gain?
My mother?
I pray that I am mistaken. The consequences would be disastrous. Likely the end of the Vigil as we know it.
Okay, Order of the Eye, Full Guard, Vigil, 1512, 1513. Vitalis, stop sketching on the whiteboard. You can't draw. 1512, 1513. So, Rosa. Five 55014-216. That's a light, not an item. Let's interact with this. Oh, hang on. Access computer.
The Umal Caves expeditions yielded two significant revelations. Confirmation that the calamity is real, and the existence of a plan to stop it, the so-called failsafe. We know nothing of this failsafe, nor of the artifact we recovered. All of these tomes, and not a shred of information. Whatever machinations the Full Guard of old had in mind, they were intent on keeping it a secret. I fear it is now lost in the folds of history. It seems to me the artifact may be part of a larger mechanism. Perhaps it is a key of sorts. Does it open another tomb or vault? Are there more such keys? It is clear to me that this artifact, this keystone, is a critical piece of the failsafe enigma. We must continue to pull at this thread until the truth reveals itself.
Fascinating. Let's look around a little more. So... 512, 513. This one says 513 on the whiteboard, assuming that's what that's referring to. And yeah, there's no other banner anywhere. And they said founded 1513. 1513, yep. So this one's somehow important. Algea. Might be worth returning to Atticus Caddell at the very beginning area now that we know his son is still alive. Through his name, his title, the symbol of his order, and the date of inception of his orders shall the path be revealed. Date of inception of his order 1513. So like that's giving us one of these like grooves. So it seems like we might get 4 of these little objects and we have to put them in the right 4 slots. Electo. Algea. So like these ones here, maybe like this one, and yeah, Rosa, Theo, yeah. So maybe these 4 are like the names.
Expeditions yielded 2 significant revelations. Confirmation that the calamity is real.
I thought I remember seeing the name Algea somewhere related to this. Order of the Eye. Interesting. Okay. We obviously don't have enough to like finish this, but just trying to get some information. Access computer. Watcher's Nest. The discoveries that we came upon within the Umal Caves were nothing short of astounding. How those discoveries led us here is truly fortuitous. Never would I have imagined standing in such a hallowed, storied place. Brother Damien was adamant about bringing this old dusty cave into the modern age. As much as I begrudge these newfangled computers, I will concede that the work ahead of us is monumental. There are several lifetimes worth of scrolls and manuscripts stored here, and a more efficient method of record keeping will be of great value. I'm hopeful that we can find more information about this keystone. Wall grooves, wooden shields. Now that we are properly settled, we are ready to delve headlong into the mysteries of this place. Gildas has set his sights on translating the many instances of ancient texts we have found throughout. I will be concentrating on the strange flower-shaped grooves inlaid into the walls. There are 8 such grooves in the entrance hall, each accompanied by a symbol displayed prominently on a wooden shield. I believe these 8 are part of a set. Agatha had a keen eye for iconography. I've asked her to assist me in interpreting the possible meanings of these symbols. Metal shields. Recently turned my attention to the set of 3 flower-shaped grooves on the corridor. Each is overlooked by a large metallic aegis bearing a strikingly well-preserved coat of arms. Of these I can only recognize our own, that of the Vigil. Gildas assures me that he has seen the others before and will attempt to track down their provenance. I will record his findings on the whiteboard. The main area. It turns out the grooves on both sides of the armor rack are meaningless and we're wasting our times on them. Instead, it's very likely that the grooves flanking the old banner are part of the solution. Damien has noted the deciphered dates for each side on the whiteboard. The alcoves. Through countless hours of study, Gildas has managed to piece together a rudimentary translation key for the ancient language. Through it, we've now discovered that this place was named the Watcher's Nest, quite fitting moniker, I must say. More importantly, we have translated text accompanying the 4 flower-shaped grooves in the alcoves adjoining the main room. The texts are simply collections of names: Electo, Algia, Dio, and Rosa. Upon further research within the scrolls, we discovered that these are the names of the last Fulguard generals, the so-called Wardens of the Eye. What is the significance of their inscription here? Each stone uncovered spawns more questions. Burial chamber. Yesterday, a rather significant earthquake put our operations on hold. The generators failed and we were thrust into darkness. We are just now getting our infrastructure back online. A section of the wall of the main room has crumbled, revealing a hidden burial chamber. We believe it to be the tomb of Pentos Algia, the founder of the Vigil. There he is. Unbelievable that this sealed chamber should be found right under our noses. What good fortune. The chamber is a veritable treasure trove of revelations. Along with the sarcophagus, ornate illustrations adorn the wall. Once the rubble is cleared, we will hoist Gildas down into the chamber that he may begin to translate the ancient texts. This may just be the lead we've been hoping for. Okay, we found 4 flower-shaped ceramic tokens inside the tomb. They share a perfect symmetry with the wall grooves whose purpose has evaded us since we first entered this place. Everything is beginning to fall into place. The tokens are clearly made to be inserted into the grooves. There are 4 tokens and 4 distinct sets of grooves. I believe the mystery must be linked to Algia somehow. Perhaps the grooves represent his life, his accomplishment. I feel like we're very close to the solution. I feel like the solution might be pretty imminent if we are, if we actually get our hands on these things. Another 6 code there.
The tomes scattered around this hallowed ground speak of Pentos Algia, the first of the Watchers. It was Pentos who recognized that the Calamity would always remain a threat. From the ashes of the derelict Fulguard, he forged a new order to carry on our sacred charge. His foresight and tenacity are the reason the Vigil still exists today. There must be a reason he chose to conceal the existence of the failsafe and the keystone. Truly extraordinary that we should stumble upon his tomb after all these years. I pray it contains the answers we seek.
Okay, let's take a look. Left Warden of Rage, right Warden of Loathing. Left Warden of Grief, right Warden of Amazement. Let's do these. Left Warden of Terror, right Warden of Admiration. Left Warden of Ecstasy, right Warden of Vigilance. It's interesting, the left ones are all the 4 limbic spheres. Let's see what this says. Pentos Algia ordained new Warden of Grief, 1501. Warden of Grief. Yeah, Warden of Grief. Ceramic flower times 4. Limbic rod grief Z. To the doorway of the dark forest of the south. Okay. Nothing happens. Okay, I think there's a chance we actually might have enough to solve this puzzle right now. I think we do. Electo. Algia. Place one of those there. Place one of them here. I believe, the full guard, but maybe it's the vigil. And then one of these is grief, this one. Let me try removing this one. There it is. Interesting little puzzle. Yeah, the rumble's just to let us know to come down here. New passive relic. Mark of the Betrayed. Avenger's Essence. Radiate with tremendous fury, increasing damage dealt after parrying. New usable item. Blue flower scroll. An old scroll written in an ancient language. Elaborate illustrations adorn the page and feature a blue flower. Found in Pentos Algia's tomb in the Watcher's Nest by Vyssa Hill. Unintelligible. There's 5 of those like little things that you hit to light up. Blue flower, something, and then key to a thing with 5 doors.
That's interesting.
Tania?
I made it back to your APC and figured out how to access your drone's controls.
Oh, great.
Bring back that scroll you just picked up. I found something in the APC that can help us.
Okay. Well, big, distant toilet flushing? Coughs? What? Hi. Who are you?
Funny. I've never seen you before. No matter. I can see your credentials hanging from your neck. Welcome to
Was
the
the
Watcher's
toilet
Nest.
flushing necessary?
Who are you?
My name is Gildas Brom. I am the oldest member of the Vigil. Ever since I lost the use of my legs, I've been the caretaker of relics and other useful items. We have accumulated quite a collection. These items are precious and will undoubtedly help you fight the creatures.
Okay. Let's ask him about general knowledge.
Hadeans need to rejoin the world. Come to think of it, we've never been a part of it. Hadeans have been isolated for far too long. I believe the only way to end the calamity is to abandon Hadea. Leave and never return, Sabinian and Palamist alike. The calamity is unique to Hadea. Why? What is it about Hadea that is so different from any other country? The answer is buried out there somewhere. We need to find it and stop it for good this time, or the cycle of destruction will continue.
The Civil War.
War is beyond tragedy, a senseless waste of human life and potential, and sadly, Hadea is no stranger to it. We haven't seen a conflict in over 1,000 years. In fact, we haven't seen a war this brutal before. Modern guns, mixed with hatred passed on from one generation to the next, are bound for terrible consequences. This is why the Vigil doubled its efforts when war loomed on the horizon, and also why the Vigil is being hunted. When desperate, we tend to make mistakes and expose ourselves. I'll never ascribe to the theory that the Vigil has a traitor within its ranks. Never.
Peacekeepers.
I don't know much about the Peacekeepers. In a way, they are like the Vigil. They help the victims of war and ensure their care. Nothing wrong with that. However, Unlike us, they operate in the open, which has certain disadvantages. It's like having a target painted on your back. I wish them the best of luck.
The Sabinians.
Technically, I am Sabinian. I don't count myself as one, though. I am a Vigil, first and foremost. I was born and raised in the small village of Teden. It's in the north of Asteria. I went to school just like the other Sabinian kids, but during the small hours, I trained. I barely had friends growing up, but that didn't matter. The life of a Vigil is lonely and hard. I was always the outsider looking in. I observed my friends and neighbors all bickering about the Palamists. Let's just say I had other things on my mind than to hate an entire group of people. That always bothered me to my core. I wish I could have told them all to stop, to tell the truth, and to warn them of the real threat. I'm afraid they were too far gone, as if their hatred were a terminal sickness.
The Palamists.
I have no ill feelings toward the Palamists. They are dyed-in-the-wool Hadeans. Do you know the saying, the way to a dog's heart is through his stomach? Well, the way to a Palamist's heart is through his faith. Threaten that, and you will have a devoted enemy pitted against you. The propagandists played the religion card, fear-mongering the Palamists into believing that the Sabinians were going to take their faith away. And now look at us, divided and broken. It's deplorable.
And the
The
creatures.
time loops appeared at midnight on January
1st.
and the creatures soon after. This isn't the first time this phenomenon has occurred in Hadia. You would think we would all be experts by now, but we're piecing together some lost history. Somehow this vital information has slipped through the cracks. We are uncertain if January 1st at midnight is genuinely part of the cycle. Is it consistent or random? We are plagued by many of these questions. With our lack of answers, we could do little to prevent the calamity. Only brace for it. Now that it is upon us, only one question remains. Who or what is creating the time loops?
Okay, main questions. I think the keystones are going to be like our main keys to the end game or whatever. Like this is our collection quest, getting the 4 or 5 keystones.
Anything else you can tell me about the Watcher's Nest?
Initially, the Watcher's Nest was a barracks for the Foal Guards, our ancestral order. Their blue-flowered crest is carved on the walls. The Foal Guard abandoned it, but Pentos Algier, the founder of the Vigil, reclaimed it years later. He made it a secret stronghold to coordinate the Vigil's efforts. Today, it is a beacon, a marker left behind for future generations. Pentos was put to rest here, but we only recently discovered his tomb in the crypt below. Although we haven't been able to open his coffin yet, we are confident there are more answers inside.
You weren't? Because I opened that pretty quick. The Keystone of Grief.
Can you tell me more about the Keystone of Grief?
If you have the keystone, this can only mean one thing. Vitalis is no more. This is a somber day for the Vigil. He was the best of us. Unfortunately, there is no time to mourn him. I will honor his memory later. As for the artifact, we only have theories, some of which you can find in notes and journals strewn across the tables and desks. The Keystone of Grief was found in the Umal Caves, leading us to the Watcher's Nest. Whatever the Keystone is, I believe some answers can be found in Pentos's coffin. If only we can figure out a way to open the damn thing.
The vigils.
What are other duties a vigil must perform?
I'm sure you are aware that nothing is free in this world. As a vigil, you swore an oath to prevent the calamity and protect the people of Hadia. By performing good deeds for Hadians, you can acquire some relics and items. You may have noticed that the creature, despite being slain, returns after a certain time. That's because you haven't shut down their time loop. You need to kill the Guardians first, and only then can you enter the time loop to shut it down.
Okay, that answers that question.
We must shut down all the time loops. I know, it seems like an impossible task given the brutality of the Civil War. Take this. It will help you detect the Guardians that are protecting each time loop.
Guardian detector. A device that always seems to point to the nearest time loop guardian. Okay, that's good to know. Let me keep asking about this. Time loops.
What are time loops, and how do I shut them down?
They ensnare moments in time, events charged with extreme violence, and curse those trapped inside to relive the moment over and over again. Now, how to shut it down? Once inside, you must bring an Ammon prism to the center of the time loop. The center is deadly to humans, so the Fold Guards trained owls to carry the Ammon prism. Ammon prisms are extremely rare. This is the only one I have left. Please take it. Perhaps your flying gadget can carry it to the center for you. Remember, when you close a time loop, come back and see me to claim your reward. There must be thousands. Roll up your sleeves. You have a lot of work ahead of you.
Ammon Prism Sigma. Okay. It's much heavier than it looks. Prism contains a basic crystalline lattice whose peculiar structure traps and delays limbic frequencies. The mechanism disrupts any looping resonance into irregular patterns, causing the collapse of Sigma signature time loops. Note: collapsing time loops. To collapse a time loop, one must first gain access to its interior. Based on our findings, this is only possible after eliminating all of its guardians. Fortunately, a device we discovered in the Watcher's Nest, dubbed the Guardian Detector by Gildas' boundless imagination, can be used to locate them. Once inside a time loop, an Ammon prism must be placed at its very center. The ancient texts warn that this point is fatal to all biological life. Our ancestors in the Fold Guard initially sent sacrificial volunteers, the proto-martyrs, into the time loops carrying the prisms. Later, they were replaced with specially trained owls. Additionally, time loops seem to form according to 3 patterns of increasing intensity. Each requires an Ammon prism of the corresponding pattern in order to destabilize and collapse the time loop. That summarizes everything we know about these anomalies. Vitalis would like to start planning when and how we'll shut them down. As Gildas reminds us we're fresh out of owls. Okay. Let me ask you about the weapons.
What do you know about these weapons?
Consider what our smiths need to forge our weapons. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now that's a chicken and the egg mystery if I ever saw one. Think about it. You can't slay the creatures without our weapons. The material to forge them comes from the creature's corpse. How did they do it?
High spirited you, thank you for the lurk, and thanks for the hydrate. Oh, hydrate already happened.
Good boy. Good boy.
Hi, Toyful Pub, how are you? We'll ask about the good deeds.
How do I perform good deeds?
It's simple. Help our people. Hadeans are a proud bunch. They won't ask for your help directly, so pay attention to what they say. The more you help our fellow Hadeans, the more relics and items you can acquire. Now, you're asking yourself, how can this old kook know if I'm helping people? Oh, I can tell. It's in your eyes.
Doing well,
boy.
just working away. Sounds good.
The
Thank you
eyes
for
have
being here.
much to say if one knows how to look. Whenever you accomplish a good deed, come back and talk to me to claim your reward.
Ah, okay, got it.
Have I helped enough Hadeans?
Good. I'm glad you went out of your way for Hadia.
New glyph acquired. Waves of Grief. Endless waves of grief spill out of your weapon, tormenting limbic enemies with heavy sorrow. And shared pain. You suffer great waves of sorrow, losing endurance, but sharing the agony. Okay, we've already gotten that one, I think. Masochistic Delight. You revel in ecstatic pain as you willingly inflict damage on yourself and share the blissful agony with all nearby limbic entities. Okay. The heirloom necklace.
Where do these necklaces come from?
The necklaces we carry today belong to the Foal Guards. We found them in old tombs and ruins. Crafting these necklaces is a lost art. Many have tried unlocking the secrets of forging one, but every attempt has failed. They are precious and rare, which is why each member of the Vigil passes the necklace to their next of kin.
And the blue flower scroll.
This was in Pentos' coffin. What do you make of it?
This is what you found. That isn't very reassuring. More riddles. The scroll must be the key to solving the enigma. I recognize the old Hadean language. It died out centuries ago. It would be best to find someone who can translate it.
Okay, well, we got a ton of info there. Ah, that's his room, his toilet. Alright, we got a lot of info there. Gildas. Come back to him after closing any time loops to claim rewards. And good deeds to claim rewards. Okay. The Vigil believes that this mysterious artifact may hold answers to end the calamity. Yeah, I think that's going to be like our collection quest. Blue Flower Scroll. Tania's asked me to bring the scroll back to the APC, found inside Pentos' resting place inside Watcher's nest. Vitalis was my father and considered one of the best Vigils. Tania... yeah. Got it. Good deeds. Helping Hadeans will grant me access to ancient relics collected by the Vigil. Cool. So we got... Dark Forest of the South. Okay. Amine Prism Sigma. Blue Flower Scroll. Note on collapsing time loops. Yeah, we got that recording. The Mark of the Betrayed. Passive Relic. Let's look at my loadout. Passive Relic. Okay, cool. Damage bonus after parry 200%. 10 seconds. Equip that. Got some new glyphs. So that's cool. And then exploration. We did a good deed there. And there. Limbic Door, Snedra Hilltop. Okay, good. That's... I wrote that... I had that written down, but now it's listed as a mystery in here, so we can track it through here too. Probably because we found that one key. Okay. So, big story moment here. Let's can I? Oh, that one has the access code, right? Let's take a little break right here. And when we come back, we'll go back to the vehicle, talk to Agatha, and maybe see if there's anything else we can access in here. So far, I haven't seen anywhere else I can go really in this region, but I'm sure there's more stuff to do. So we'll be back in a few, and we'll go do that.